Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform, please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a beefy watch with specs to match. Rich on features, this is the Hublot Big Bang Unico Magic Gold Black Ceramic, and it is all of those things. A Big Bang, a Unico movement, magic gold bezel, black ceramic case. The timepiece is large, 45 millimeters in diameter by 15.6 millimeters thick, with a broad wingspan of 57.2 millimeters from lug to lug across the wrist. Now we're going to throw this on my wrist, and I'm going to do my best to make it sit correctly, just so you could see how big it really is. It is too large for me. This watch is enormous, and my wrist is average to below average in size. Realistically, you need a wrist of 16.5, 17 centimeters circumference. Let's just say 17 to be perfectly safe, because this watch is so broad across the wrist. Now, the timepiece is maybe thinner than expected given everything that goes into it as well as its outright size, but you really need a wrist for an IWC Big Pilot's watch if you are going to wear this watch in earnest. For me, it would seem more ironic as it's just too large. Now, there's a lot to love because this watch is rich in features as well as generous in size. You have a push-button quick-release system for the straps. If you want to fit any Hublot factory strap replacement, you get this little junction that works like an automotive seatbelt buckle. It snaps in, you press a button, and it releases. And this allows you to change it up both for maintenance if you wish to replace a worn strap and for swapping styles. You can put leather on here. You can go with something a little bit more colorful to complement the gold of the bezel and the dial. The choice is yours. You have a clasp that features a ceramic insert externally, but then you can see that most of this clasp is actually constructed of black DLC titanium. We have that Hublot H inside the chassis. You can see externally it's a twin trigger release, so it can't pop open. It's a secure system. We have a little tuck and buckle system that actually tucks the strap and any excess length underneath the strap. So once it's sized, there are no minder loops on the strap. It's a very clean look. The timepiece features a high-grade strap that feels like it'll last forever, as you can see just how thick it is, with striations and character lines and two different focal planes molded in to give it some definition. As you can see, this is a brand new Hublot factory strap. The case is black ceramic, but it's thoughtfully detailed as we have a contrast between matte ceramic on the tops that's media blasted and polished ceramic in profile. We have composite inserts in the flank that are basically a polymer insert, sort of like a plastic. The bolts are distinctive. You can see they're polished and they're Hublot H-shaped bolts. We have them too on the lugs, where you'll find them both polished and media blasted, and then we have them again in that form on the bezel. So, this bezel is made of magic gold. What is magic gold? It is an ultra-hard, hallmarked 18-karat gold alloy. And if you really wanted to, you could separate out the gold from the ceramic elements that are used to create the magic gold compound. An infusion of gold into ceramic creates a bronze-like color and a surface hardness in the 1200 Vickers range. So the hardest object on this case construction is the sapphire, same for the case back. The second hardest would be the ceramic itself, which would be 1800 sapphire, maybe 1500 for ceramic, and then about 1200 for the magic gold. None of these things are likely to scratch, even in contact with hard pointed surfaces and objects. So this is a rare gold that's both fairly low-key, as it doesn't look exactly like gold, and durable. You can see that it has a distinctive matte finish. There's a little bit of reflectivity, but it's not of high polish. It really does look like bronze, and I like that subtlety. The watch features a screw-down crown with a rubber shoulder to make it easier to grip, and then we have these automotive piston-inspired chronograph pushers. Take note, the Hublot Unico caliber 1242 is a flyback chronograph, so reset and restart without first stopping. More details, you can see that there's a skeletonized date disc that runs all the way around this skeletonized dial. We'll get the hour hand out of the way so you can more easily see the minutes sub-register. The minutes sub-register is in 60-minute format, so you can see how it's 60 minutes rather than a conventional chronograph 30 minutes. So this is a little bit more useful. We've got a skeletonized date that sits in there. I'll do my best to show you the date wheel in motion because it can be difficult to pick up against the black background of the movement. You can actually see the disc moving. If you look down at the 6, it's easier to see the skeletonized portions moving, but it has a quick set. It also has a hacking or stop seconds function. And if you look at the dial side, you can see the Unico is constructed a bit upside down. So the lateral clutch, as well as the column wheel, features that are typically on the reverse side of a chronograph, they're on the dial side of the Unico. Almost not worth demonstrating, but it does have lume, but the black version of Super Luminova is barely there. Now, taking a quick look at the dial, you can see it has fantastic depth. A lovely chaptering outboard for reading your seconds. Inboard, we have applique, indices, and numerals, and you'll appreciate that the Hublot logo is ghosted underneath the crystal. You can also see that the movement is a combination of silvers, blacks, and grays, and when you turn it all over, you can see industrial grayscale. All of this is water resistant down to 100 meters with the screw down crown. Caliber 1242. This is Hublot's Unico, an in-house movement that was debuted back in 2009. It features a full balance bridge, a 4 hertz beat rate. Pivots on 38 joules, has a 72-hour power reserve. It has the quick set date, it has the hacking second, it has the lateral clutch with the column wheel for the chronograph, it has the flyback chronograph functionality. It says full adjusted, which I interpret to mean 5 positions. And then you can see it uses Edicron for fine timing and beat error adjustment, which is very nice. But it also has Hublot's signature rack and pinion micrometric regulator for even finer fine tuning. All of this is given an industrial finish, which fits the spirit of the watch, and it has a silicone unlubricated escapement, both the anchor and the escape wheel, to make it more consistent in between services and less service intensive. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.